Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have something a little different for you all. We're going to call it morning movement. And what we're going to be doing is exploring some things in our bodies that aren't necessarily yoga poses. They do have elements, but it's more or less something that India and I both do. If, say, we don't have time for a full practice, we're on the go, but we want to maintain this space that we've built in our body through asana. Alright, so we'll start off in a comfortable seat, standing, really anywhere as long as your spine is straight. Now some of these you'll be familiar with, some are going to be new. Try them out. You can do them all as a continuous practice or kind of pick and choose which ones you think are going to help you. So start to close down your eyes. Bring this length through the spine. Start to drop your right ear to your right shoulder now. If you've done any of our classes, I'm sure you're familiar with some of our neck exercises. Just allow this length to come through the left side. If you want a little more, you can start to take the left fingertips away. Back towards center. Allow left ear to fall to left shoulder. Right fingers can come away. Now what we're trying to do here is go through all of the natural movements of our body. So back to center. Start to look over your right shoulder. Keep that length, so we're just rotating through the cervical spine. Back through center towards the left. And guys, don't feel like you can only do this one time. If you want to pause the video, go through a few sets of all of these movements. Awesome. Back towards center. Start to drop your chin towards your chest, but still think length up. And back through neutral, then the chin starts to lift towards the sky, the crown of the head falls back. Back to center. Now, if you're sitting, start to stand up. This is a great one if you've never done before, to do up against a wall. So bring your feet about shoulder width apart. Now as far as the direction we're moving, we're going down the spine, then we'll move back up the chain. So we're going to start, if you're not in front of a wall, imagine there's one there. You're trying to take your nose to the wall, then your chin, then your chest, hips, and then your knees. So we'll go through again really slowly. Nose to the wall, then your chin, chest to the wall, hips, then your knee. Start to put it together. Nose, chin, chest, hips, knees. Nose, chin, chest, hips, knees. Maybe it starts to move a little more fluidly. Nose, chin, chest, hips, knees. And then you'll find you're rolling through the spine. You're working flexion and extension through the whole spine by just moving these parts of your body forward towards the wall, all in one movement. So we're going to take 2 more rolls like this. Now you can do this for up to a few minutes if you want to, but just try and articulate, try and isolate every part of the spine, but do it with some rhythm. Now we're going to move the opposite direction. We'll start off slow. Knees, hips, chest, chin, nose. Knees, hips, chest, chin, nose. Knees, hips, chest, chin, nose. Again, start to flow through. Find some rhythm. We're not robots. We're not stuck. Our bodies have this unreal ability to be able to join movements together. And these could be really small movements for you, and then they start to get bigger and more fluid. Good. Really nice. Now we're going to start to move up the chain, then we'll put everything together. Start to ground down through your left foot. Now I'm sure you've done something similar like this before. Right foot out in front. We're trying to take circles with the foot, but as far as we can. We want still some engagement through the ankle, but we're trying to get this full range of movement. And the reason we're not sitting down to do this is while you're getting this movement through one ankle, you're stabilizing through the other. So take 2 more clockwise, then start to move counterclockwise. Go slowly at first. Yeah, there's no rush with this stuff. But we're just trying to get this full range of movement. Plant the right foot down, we take it on the other side. So if you need a moment to find that stabilization through the right foot, go for it. Then start counterclockwise with the left. Just full range of movement. Nice and slow, we're not in a rush, it's not a race. We're trying to get it to the edge it can get in every direction and start to go the other way. Ankle range is a really interesting one. It actually holds people out of a lot of stuff through their yoga practice. Nice. Plant the foot down. We start to move through the hips. So you're basically coming up through stalk. The left foot is grounded. Externally rotating that right leg. Then taking the knee down, the sole of the foot back. You can do that 4 more times. So right knee lifts up. Externally rotate. Try and keep the hips square, we don't want to turn the whole body. Knee drops down, 3 more. Lift it up, rotate, back down. Again, we're trying to just get this full range of motion while keeping some engagement. 2 more. Good, we'll move to that on the other side. So right foot grounds down, left knee lifts up. Externally rotate, down. Move as slowly as you need to here. If there's any sticky spots, that probably means it requires a little more attention. I've got 3 more to keep the hips square. When you externally rotate, knee back in line, 2 more. Moving really slowly. Just 1 more. We're trying to isolate each part of the body. Now I'll go the other direction. So think about externally rotating first, then moving back towards center. Good. This one's a bit more of an awkward movement. Still try and keep the hips square. 2 more. Then we move to the other side. Right foot down, the left knee comes out to the side, back towards center. So again, everything else is staying square, staying solid. Just trying to isolate one part of the body at a time. Cool. Now we're going to move into the shoulders, and there's going to be some movements where we incorporate the whole body. So we'll go right arm first, and what I want you to think is taking your hand as far away from your shoulder as you can. So think about dropping it down, reaching out as far as you can forward, then lifting up. So you're trying to take your actual humerus, this bone here, away from your shoulder. Same thing when you roll back. And I don't know if you notice my hand there, but your hand is going to have a natural point, or it wants to internally rotate. Let it. Yeah, don't fight against it. Yeah, and the reason we internally rotate here is it gives the shoulder a little more room. And don't feel too much like you have to force that. Just allow it to happen naturally. If you want, you can keep your left hand on your chest or on your stomach so you know everything else staying square. Now we'll do it on the left side. Reach down first, as far forward as you can, as far up as you can, then allow it to move back. Move slowly. And we're trying to keep it as close to this midline as we can. That's where that just rotation that's naturally going to come is going to happen. We'll move through the wrists a little bit. Same thing as the ankles. We can do both at the same time though. Let's both move them towards the midline. Again, there's no rush with this movement. We're just trying to allow them that full range of motion. Create some space, create some movement, and start to go the other direction. We want to get some blood flowing into these parts of the body. Alright. The next movement we're going to do is very similar to the spinal waves, but we're going to be using the lateral body, yeah? The side bodies. So think head, we'll go to the left first. Head to the left, then shoulder, then hip, then knee. Head, shoulder, hip, knee. Head, shoulder, hip, knee. And this way we're actually going kind of both directions, but we'll start thinking towards the left. Head, shoulder, hip, knee. Head, shoulder, hip, knee. And then becomes this fluid movement. Just 3 more. And this may feel a bit weird. If you want to do it in your room alone with the dog, that's fine. Yeah? Or maybe you get a few friends together, put some music on. It's just how you stay loose. We'll start to go the other way. So head, shoulder, hip, knee. Head, shoulder, hip, knee. And this one might not be as fluid, that's fine. Just work into it. We're getting this lateral flexion through the spine. Yeah? We're also encouraging our body to make these adjustments when our weight starts to move out of our center of gravity. So 2 more like this. Now the last one is going to use everything up the chain. We start just shifting your weight clockwise, circles. Think around your ankles. That's where the movement's starting. Then you take a little bend in your knees. Moving clockwise. Allow the hips to come in. That's going to allow the circle to become bigger than the shoulders. So you're moving the whole body. If you want to add in the arms, you can. We're just trying to make this movement as fluid as possible. Don't worry if it's not. I guarantee when you start, there's going to be some sticky spots. Yeah, but we're just trying to get all of this movement through all of our joints. Add the neck in a little bit as well. Then we'll start to go the other way. Start just going around the ankles. Knees start to come in. Hips. Start to add the shoulders in as well. Keep a little bit of core engagement. We're just allowing everything to move, everything to be fluid. Good. 1 more. Start to come back to center. You can come back to a seat. You can stay standing. I just want you to bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to acknowledge everything your body was able to do. Yeah? There's a lot of stuff in there that I'm sure some of you haven't seen before. A lot of really cool stuff to try out. We'll keep revisiting stuff like this over the coming weeks, but this is a really good place to start if maybe you don't have the time for a full class, but you want to just get that movement going through the body. Thank you so much, guys. Namaste. We'll see you next time.